August 3rd, special meeting.
Maybe you could leave the meeting and rejoin it. That's interesting. Just do that.
You do it, Steve.
Chief Hickok will be the next line, so we need to do a swearing in, which it was officially done earlier today. Words that I'm going to say really short, so remember. Raise your right hand. I state your name, you solemnly swear.
I, Jason Hickok, solemnly swear.
That I will support and comply with the Constitution
And comply with the Constitution.
of the United States of America, the Constitution and laws of the state of Wisconsin,
Constitution and laws of the state of Wisconsin.
the charter, laws, and ordinances of the city of Amory,
Charter, laws, and ordinances of the city of Amory.
the rules and regulations of the Amory Police Department,
Rules and regulations.
and the law enforcement code of ethics. And I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of my office
Discharge my office.
as police chief
Discharge.
to the best of my ability,
Best of my ability.
so help me God. That'd be the song. No, I won't stand. We had the opportunity, at least for the last couple of years, to work with Jason, and quite frankly, early on, when he came on board, I knew he had great leadership abilities. And I see great things for the department, in the future there, and like I told a lot of people there, I'll be helping Jason out as much as, or as little as he wants to give me a call. So, thanks again, Jason. You will do well.
Got some good street over here, so I just want to thank my family, my dad and mother, and my wife. Sorry, it's kind of a little special day, so. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on to resolution 04 of 2022, the state trust fund loan.
How do you probably just get?
Yeah, so I reached out to the state and they built it for the. That I'm sorry to report all about.
Okay, all right,
So, I apologize. It's been pretty long.
that's all right. All right, so, resolution authorizing the borrowing of funds from the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands of Wisconsin by the provision of section 24.66 of the Wisconsin statutes. All municipalities may borrow money for such purposes in the manner prescribed, and by the provision of chapter 24 of the Wisconsin statutes, the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands of Wisconsin is authorized to make loans from the state trust funds to municipalities for such purposes. Municipality is defined by section 24.6B, subpart 2 of the Wisconsin statute means town, village, city, county, public intake, lake protection and rehabilitation district, town sanitary district created under section 60.71 or 60.72, metropolitan sewage district created under section 200.05 or 200.23, joint sewage system created under section 281.43, subpart 4, school district or technical college district. Therefore, be it resolved that the city of Amory, County of Polk, Wisconsin, borrow from the trust funds of the state of Wisconsin the sum of $320,000.00 for the purpose of financing the purchase of a fire truck, refurbishment of an existing fire truck for no other purpose. The loan is to be payable within 10 years from the 15th day of March preceding the date of the loan is made. The loan will be repaid in annual installments with interest at the rate of 4.5% per annum from the date of making the loan on the 15th day of March next and thereafter annually as prescribed by law. Resolve further that there shall be raised and there is levied upon all taxable properties within the city of Amory in the county of Polk, Wisconsin, a direct annual tax for the purpose of paying interest and principal of the loan as they become due. Resolve further that no money obtained by the city of Amory by such loan for the state be applied or paid out for any purpose except financing the purchase of the fire truck and the refurbishment of the existing truck without the consent of the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands. Resolved furthermore that in the case of the Board of Commissioners, the Public Lands of Wisconsin agrees to make the loan to the city administrator, the clerk of the city of Amory and the county in the county of Polk, Wisconsin, are authorized and empowered in the name of the city to execute and deliver to the commission certificates of indebtedness in such form as required by the commission by any sum of money that may be loaned to the city pursuant to the resolution. The city administrator and clerk of the city will perform all necessary actions to fully carry out the provisions of chapter 24 Wisconsin statutes and these resolutions. Resolve further that the preamble of these resolutions and the a and nay by which they were adopted be recorded, and that the clerk of the city forward this certified record along with the application for the loan, the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands in Wisconsin. Passed by unanimous vote of the city of Amory Common Council on September 7th, 2022. I didn't even read that. So we need a motion to accept the resolution.
Motion to accept the resolution number 04-2022.
There a second?
I will second.
Is there any further discussion? We'll do a roll call.
Van Lerna? Yes. Thompson?
Yes.
Platt?
Yes.
Elton?
Yes. Okay, resolution is passed. You got ready to sign. Submitted. Excellent. Moving on to wastewater treatment plant design contract with SEH. Favorite thing to discuss, wastewater.
You too. Well, I think and this is maybe the whole meeting, but understand that Eric was able to kind of present the
the high points of the contract, so. We've talked about it a couple of times, but certainly can entertain questions if there are any from the council or mayor.
Anything changed?
No, no, I think we're still on track with what we had submitted, to the committee of the whole. Which I believe is included in the packet there, so, the way that, as Eric mentioned, it's an hourly, or excuse me, a lump sum contract based on an hourly estimate of time that, will be required to spend to create, biddable plans and specs. Our overall schedule would be for, submittal to DNR for funding, next September 30th. And then bidding to follow next winter. Assuming that. Still forward on that schedule. And that would lead us to construction in 2024 to 2025.
And the recommendation from the committee was that
Thank you. I was trying to find that. Didn't get to the third statement.
that gets paid out of.
Right, and we'll, basically Patty and myself and, your financial, consultants will work on interim financing to kind of get us through this initial phase, design phase, before we go to that water funds reimbursement. So all of these, costs, some of them will be borne up front by the city. All of them are eligible for reimbursement through that water fund loan, and potential grants. And so we'll be kind of tracking those things as we go. So some of these things will come out of either, fund balance from the city or from interim financing. And once the clean water fund loan is closed, those funds will be returned to the city.
So I'd entertain a motion.
Make that motion. To approve the contract. With us.
So a second. Second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. The start of something exciting. Number 6, garbage recycling service contract.
Is our current contract also includes, monthly. Correct?
So. I'll make a motion to approve the contract for first of 2022 for 2-year contract.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Yeah. All right, number 7, developers agreements, which I understand we want to take. Is that what your recommendation is? For the city staff?
I'll see for the next couple items, but it sounds like things are moving with the developers agreement, but of the developers and they're not ready to go yet. That's the one.
Number 9. MSA authorization to proceed with creation of kid numbers. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed number 8. Yeah, design and construction and service contract development of the River Valley.
Thank you. So, Dave Rasmussen has done most of the legwork and walking you through committee of the whole meetings and working with Ben and Patty quite a bit. Essentially what this is, this would be, design services for the, it's approximately 9.4 acre parcel just south of the school district property near the, treatment facility over in that area off of Sundance Street. It would include the necessary water sewer extensions, as well as road layout, cul-de-sac design. I believe there's a surveying company, North Country Surveying. This is the surveying company. Okay, Northland Surveying that did the work, and had kind of a preliminary plat laid out, but to get you actually to constructible plans, we would be doing that work. And so our understanding that with the developers agreement not ready to go, it'd be our recommendation at this time to place a contingency on the approval of this contract, that the board would give us the green light to go whenever the developers agreement is signed. One thing that I wanted to make all of you aware of in that situation is that the current way we have it scoped is for the topographic survey work to be done during the fall. If the developer doesn't move on their end and we don't get that green light until December or January, when there's snowpack on the ground, it makes it significantly more difficult to pick up accurate data. There's a lot higher chance for mistakes, things getting missed just because of the snow cover and because our surveyors literally have to take a shovel and dig down to the ground on every shot to gather correct information. So I wanted to put that out there for your awareness that there could be additional cost for the survey that could be borne by the developer if that's the case. I mean, if this moves and everything's ready to go by October, then we're ready to go. If we can get out there without snow covering, that sort of thing. But just on full disclosure, that's how we kind of priced it. Similar to the contract SEH just proposed, it's a lump sum contract based on an hourly estimate where we think it's going to take us to accomplish this work. So I believe the total number for the lump sum was, sorry, there's a lot of pages in this. So for the design, bidding, and construction and post-construction, it would be $121,335 as the lump sum contract, as well as an estimate on a time and materials basis for having someone on site doing on-site observation. We're estimating that to be about a 7-week construction problem for 8 hours a day on site, comes out to $46,965. That would be the total sum would be those two. The $121,335 would be upfront, would be the design and everything, administration, and then the estimate. It would be an actual reimbursement cost, but we're estimating that to be in the neighborhood of $47,000 to have someone on site to oversee utility construction.
And will that be the responsibility of the city or the developer?
That can be written into the developers agreement, however it wants to happen. I guess Dave has been handling that up to this point so far, and I'm not familiar exactly with where that landed and all the fees. Maybe Ben and Patty have a better answer.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if everything in general is split. And same with the design piece that we were referring to, $130,000, that additional will be split 50-50 between the developers. Sure. that was there. I just wanted to make sure.
You mentioned the cul-de-sac at the end of that. We had discussion about making certain that that street had the ability to be connected out from the west end of that street to the street. So.
Yep, and that can be.
Just so it doesn't get lost, because
Yep.
once that cul-de-sac is plotted out, somebody puts a house there, it's gone forever, and I don't, I'm not in favor of that.
Sure,
You have to have food trucks there.
sure, and that would be the responsibility of Northland Surveying. And so I guess that would be the contact on that, to make sure that that doesn't get lost in the process. Yep. Yep.
Because I think we're facing a situation. Sundance, that the street goes to the south, where one and two are stuck up to the edge of the cul-de-sac with the intent of servicing lands to the south of there. Somehow, a house got built on there, and that structure is no longer available to anybody else.
Sure.
Is that requirements to be put into the construction? Or that they have to have next. Sure.
Yeah, and if it's included in the plat as either city right away or something like that, that there would be no reason for that lot to ever sell. And so I would suggest that gets mentioned to the surveyor to leave that as dedicated city right away when the plat gets done.
So there are motion to. So move to accept. There's a second. To be contingent on. Their developers agreement. Decide to be able to start that.
Yes.
So we don't need it. We don't need it.
No, we do.
We do.
There's going to just be agreed as soon as that
Can do it.
as soon as that is achieved. So second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we can go on to number 9, the MSA authorization. to proceed with creation. So we should table.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to number 10, rezoning parcel 201-00557-0000 from R1 single family to R2 two-family duplex. Do you want? Which is the last one?
On question that is good. And after discussion and public comment, forward this to council's approval. No one's thought.
So there are motions for that.
That's the parcel.
Parliament 233 Arlen.
And I would think that
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Those in favor? Opposed? Okay, moving on to the conditional use application for 233 Arlington Drive. So that conditional use was to allow for rentals of that unit we just approved for our new R2 for less than 3 months. Is what the conditional approval was for, and that did not pass recommendation. So it's still allowable to be a rental. As long as it's 3 months. So that was a recommendation.
petition, or can we approve it? Based on,
Well, the council can choose to overrule that.
Right. I think this is only recommendation level, not. Fine.
What was the reason for the recommendation? Yes.
That was the additional traffic in the neighborhood and opening up the possibility that it becomes a nightly rental. Given that it would be a lot of night or weekly, that's here on the.
I guess I'm just having a hard time wrapping my mind around why more visitors coming to our communities without thing. So that's why I'm asking for that, I guess. So can traffic is the biggest concern?
Yes. and Potential loud parties in the neighborhood.
Well, I know like with a lot of those programs, like they're using but that they go against funding, and so the renters actually have additional fines. So that was just been my experience with it, but I can definitely understand.
I think one other thing that I think is important for the council to know is that conditional use application goes with the owner. So if the owner of that property were to sell, that conditional use goes. in place. So it would be allowed for duplex in that case, they would have to come back.
there been input from the public and neighboring
This
neighbors,
was
or was it?
only other input was from residents of.
So there was.
And I did get two more adjoining neighbors that said that we should support a conditional use.
But they said that they were primarily using that for. And everything else. And so they would go upstairs and get staff. I think most of the housing department would. Nurses and I think what comes in. They rent some. They don't pay.
If it becomes a public nuisance, we have the ability to revoke the conditional use. So we could revoke it. Big public safety.
A lot of times the conditional use, look at that really. So. when you look at it, you have to say,
And I would say just the reason that I supported was that we always been faced with the problem of not having places. And so why would we not provide some of that? So it doesn't seem to be fairly.
I agree with that. All those things like in these contracts, there's a lot written into them, and yeah, so I make a motion to approve additions to have.
Okay, there's something.
So, Mr. Moracco. If the owner decided to rent full house out away, is that negate the conditional use zone?
It would still be in the state because they all.
I would rather be convinced they had that was a good idea than try to. After they happen, it can happen, but it doesn't happen very often.
we have to do it.
I don't think it's.
I will.
Okay, so there's been a motion in the second. Any further discussion?
May I ask what would you approve?
This is 4-3. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? All right, we're on to our last agenda item here for closed session, Wisconsin State Statute 19.31, subpart 1C, police officer position and police lieutenant considering employment, promotion, compensation, performance evaluation, data of any public employee for which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. We'll take, I'll take a motion for to closed session.
So moved.
Second, roll call.
Frank Blair.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Lyle.
Yes.
Bill. Yes. Okay, we're enclosed. Thank you all for coming. It was great to